Hi, my name is Ed Coyne, and thanks to a new accidental foot injury, yay! We only have one bad foot when you can have two. Welcome to Dumb Questions for the Admin. And by the way, I do have to say, for those of you who ask me, a very common question is, how does it feel to be 50? Well, let me tell you how it fucking feels to be 50, okay? Let me explain this to you motherfuckers right from the fucking get-go, okay? Last night, I went to go get some takeout food. All I had to do was walk down one flight of stairs. One fucking flight of stairs, okay? I walk slowly. You know why I walk slowly? Because this foot is fucked up still, okay? It's out of the cast, still hurting, it's healed, but it's okay. So I'm grabbing on. Hey, I'm 50, no problem. You know, I'm walking down the stairs, no problem. Still, you know, being a little cautious. And then all of a sudden, I hit about halfway down the here. Crack! And I'm like, holy fuck, what that was? That my back? Was that my neck? My foot's like, no, fuck you, that was me. You're going this way. All right, so I wound up sliding down my butt on the stairs. My leg goes. I look at my leg's like, what, we're not in the Olympics, motherfucker? No, this is, you know, come on, we're a contortionist, right? Try to move, and no, turns out I am not a contortionist, okay? So, anyway, I'm at the bottom of the stairs, and, yeah, so, long and short, my landlord talks to me. My landlord, who has massive back problems, is trying to help me up. My 63-year-old landlord, who has massive back problems, knee problems, arm problems, arthritis, is trying to pick me up, okay, my 190-pound white ass up off the ground. And I hear the wonderful words you're thinking. Now, I'm sure many of you, just like me, has fallen down the stairs, sometimes because of some of this, and other times because of a lot of this, and most times because, well, this. But, so now I hear the wonderful words from my landlord and my girlfriend. Let's call an ambulance. For fuck's sake, I have fallen on worse shit and worse. I'm like, no. And then I try to get up and my legs, fuck you, motherfucker, you're staying down. My foot's like, I'm just going to lie here like this. Oh, by the way, you don't mind if I make a little nod of myself, okay? You know, let's make your toes go like that. Let's see how it goes. So long and short, being 50 sucks. Oh, God, next year's 51. Oh, wait. RFK's in the CDC now, so. Okay, chances are my life expectancy just went to 52, so I got another 2 years of this shit. All right, guys, so all jokes aside, you guys asked me questions for Dumb Questions for the Admin. Let's get to some of them. First question. Next time our email server goes down, can you bring my email up before everybody else? Not the fucking way it works. And by the way, this is a question, as an IT guy, we get all the time. When the email server goes down, there's always that one asshole. And by the way, yes, I know that's you. Who will call the help desk and put in a ticket, I want my email up first. Okay, now you would usually think, hey, VP, right? CEO, right? No, baby, no. It's usually the fucking new guy or the intern who basically is shitting their pants because they realized they got so trashed last night they didn't send out any of the emails they meant to this morning, and apparently we just fucked up their day. Well, you know what? While we might have fucked up your day, the email server fucked up our day. You know why? Because you're fucking calling us. That's why. All right, next question. To my cousin Laura Jean, who made the comment, Ed, you know you're not good at the religious jokes. Don't do anymore. This isn't my fault. This was literally asked to me, and, well, yeah, I could have not picked it, but cousin Laura, I just had to mess with you by picking it. What would happen if Jesus came back now in 2025? Well, first of all, I think we covered this. He would be picked up by ICE and deported, for fuck's sake. I mean, honestly, that's pretty much what happened. But all jokes aside, if that didn't happen, I live in New York City. Okay, let me explain something to you. Do you know how many times Just walk to the subway, okay? Just walk to the subway. You see the same fucking thing on the trip to the subway every single time. And when you go into the subway, okay, there's 3 different types of homeless people you see, okay? There's the stoner who's completely throwing up on himself, barely able to talk. Not that I made that sentence very well. Who you walk by with a cigarette, like, can I have one? To the point where it winds up like The Walking Dead. You're just walking away, a cigarette. You have the homeless person that you're not too sure whether they're on drugs or just got off drugs or just on hard times, you know, and you kind of feel bad for. And then you got the Son of God, pretty much. You have that fucking whacked out, crazy homeless guy who's usually talking to himself, but he's not talking to himself. He's not talking to himself. He's talking to God. Okay? The problem is God's talking back to him. And they're having a two-way conversation. Usually half the time, admittedly, it's on the subway train with the guy having his penis out, jerking it off. Mind you. I mean, I'm just saying, God, if you're not going to be visible and you're going to talk to this guy where he has to verbally communicate with you, the least you can do is give a helpful hand. You know what I'm saying? So if Jesus came back nowadays in New York City, quite frankly, I don't even think anybody would blink. I mean, honestly, it's like, okay, you know, okay, I'm the Son of God, I forgive your sins, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, buddy, here's $1, okay. Just don't spend it on drugs, okay? Or if you do, share. Let me know what your deal is, okay? Get drugs for $1. Let me know who your dealer is. All right, next question. What's your number 1 rule when you're on a first date? I have learned the hard way. The number 1 rule I have when I'm dating a woman, with first date with a woman, no bars. No bars. It never works out well. You know, because, you know, look, as a guy, you're kind of thinking, all right, you know, we're going to go get some drinks, we'll get relaxed, maybe she'll get really relaxed and get laid, right? Okay, buddy boy, as you're trying to get laid by hoping this woman drinks enough so she's enough so that she's suggestive, but not incoherent, you know, let me explain to you what you got, okay? You usually go out with a nice girl or a woman that's trying to hide all of her inhibitions, you know, so she doesn't look that crazy. And that's not a thing about women, by the way. Women aren't crazy, but so are fucking men. We do the same fucking thing. And then the drinks get in, and the craziness comes out. And I 3 fucking dates I went on when I broke that rule, I fucking regretted it. One day, I remember basically me and a girl wind up meeting at a bar in Manhattan. Everything's going great. And next thing I fucking know, I have her running through the fucking streets, you know, basically singing show tunes and basically trying to hug every homeless guy who basically keeps grabbing her ass like this, all right? And we all know what they're fucking trying to do. Starting out like this, and starting to go like this, and starting to just saying. That wound up happening. The second time I did it, I wound up, it's actually a story I told a couple weeks ago, wound up in Long Island on St. Patty's Day, taking the woman home just for her to pass out, just to see her 2 Doberman pictures that didn't like me, didn't like the fact she was passed out, so wound up dropping her off like 8:30, 9 o'clock, St. Patty's Day. And I spent the rest of the night hiding on a kitchen table so these dogs would not bite me, waiting until noon the next day when she woke up. And she wakes up and she goes, "Oh, you're still here." And I'm like, yes I am. Now, can you get my testicles back from your dogs over there that are using them as a toy? Hand them back to me so I can get the fuck out of here. I'm just, by the way, this is a woman I live with now. That's kind of like crazy. What can I say? And I think the other time was basically this one girl. First time we had met at a party. We went out and we were gonna meet at a bar after work. And dude, next thing I know, all jokes aside, I'm at a bar 2 blocks away from my job. She just fucking puts fucking coke on the bar and starts. I'm like, no, baby, no. No. First of all, I'm not into that. Secondly, I work here. Don't make it snow. So yeah, No bars on the first date. Okay, so of course, as usual, we're already over. Let's see, one more question. Oh, here we go. It's from a friend of mine from a long time. That I've known from a long time. Where's the real Eddie? Okay, so let me explain this to all of you who don't know me too well. Basically, every single time I went out on a date with a woman, to start dating a woman, I'd be nice. I'm not saying like, buy her all this time. If I could, I would. But I was pissed ass broke, so I couldn't. But I believe in being, when you're in a relationship, being supportive, being there for the person. Believe in it being equals, and these women would appreciate that so much, and they'd look me in the face and they go, "You're so nice. You're so kind. You're so supportive. Where's the real Eddie?" And I'm like, wait, did you just tell me you liked assholes? No, I'm just saying you're supportive. You help me. You listen to me. Where's the real Eddie? I'm thinking back in my head, you know what? I am really sick of hearing her whine about her best friend. Can I tell her to shut the fuck up now? Of course, by the way, never do it. Never go, you know what? She wants the ass. Okay, there's going to be a turn on. Hey, because the second you do it, she's going to her other friends. Oh my God, I knew it was a fake. It was an act. He was an asshole the whole time. It's like, no, woman, you literally told me not to do this. You literally told me not to be a nice guy. How'd I do that? Where's the real Eddie? Well, you were an asshole. We know that. You asked me to do that. It's one of those things where it's just like, it hit the point where I was in my 20s. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be an asshole. And then something happened, so I was like single for longer than I would like to say, and watching a ridiculous amount of porn, and then I finally started dating somebody, and stopped hearing that. I was so happy. Then I got married and went back to watching a ridiculous amount of porn, and then when the marriage went bad, I heard, "I knew you weren't the real Eddie." It's like, where the fuck is the real? What is he, like, in the fucking closet? For fuck's sake. Alright, guys, anyway, that's Dumb Question of the Minute. Really not sure how this went. Let's just call this interesting and move on. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, everybody have a good evening.